From what I understand, it was more in terms of,
musical
a
video.
piece of artistic work that was created, and that artistic work was integrated into new works without the original person being contacted
Exactly.
and permission sought from the original, but then everybody knows that even normally, if even it's not copyright, when you want to use something of somebody,
You ask.
at least you ask the person, and then you come to an agreement with the person. If the person wants you to use, if it's something to support Ghana, I'm sure a lot of artists, it's from their heart. They will want to be part of it, and whatever arrangements that can be done, because it's all a one country initiative to push our country across. And I think that communication did not take place.
Exactly.
I think that is why we have all these difference opinion. But I feel something like that too, because it's also an issue to do with intellectual property. We've been trying so hard for so many years, because the artist here, you only have to go and see an artist live. Most artists in Ghana don't have anything apart from their own investment that they put into their art. And a lot of times, most of them, even along the way, they will stop their careers because they can't sustain it. Because you do the investment, there's no return on the investment. So if we have the laws and we make them better, then at least certain places that their works are used, they can be able to get some sort of return from their work, for them to be able to either defray their cost or also help them move to the next stage. So I think that the conversation should be about that, and it shouldn't kind of become something that is about me against you. They should invite
Kirani AYAT.
Kirani, and sit down and figure this out, because he has a legitimate complaint. You see, he has a legitimate complaint. As to the methodology of what, that's a matter of argument as to, but the thing is that he needed to get somebody's attention on the whole thing, because he felt like, okay, I was trying to find certain channels and I could not get anybody to speak to. So they should sit down and then figure this out and speak to him, and then figure the right way to deal with this. Because, mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. Even artists, sometimes when you're making music, you finish making the music and you play, and somebody will call you and be like, hey, that hook, no, it sound like my own. No. It wasn't intentional that the artist took that, but the artist was influenced by it. So things can happen that way. But when it's specific, it's something that was taken out of a certain video, and that one, you need to sit down and really talk and make sure that things, because in the long run we need to solve it, because it looks like we're fighting something that we could have easily solved is now becoming more of a news than it needs to be. But at the same time too, it's also a wake-up call for all of us that intellectual property of people who have invested, we should make sure that artists are well compensated. If they have videos, and it's being used for any other way, they should be spoken to, and the right channels and right approach should be done, so that there's fairness. In the long run, it's about fairness. So let's work fairness. They should stop this accusation, you should have done this, you could have done. Fairness. Copyright, we should protect copyright of Ghanaian artists. And it starts with both the artists and also the government and the institutions setting that example. So we should go back to the table and have a conversation to solve this issue amicably.
This is Hits.